There's actually been very few concerns when it comes to the PlayStation side of things, and I have to say I'm very grateful for that. Obviously, there's things that we wish that they had already. I think VRR one of them, and obviously the expansion slot for the the solid state drive. I think that's obviously the maybe the two biggest things. But with that being said, it's hard to really knock them because they've actually had the games come out, and I think that that's a very important process to actually exploring the future of these consoles. They're going to continue to expand. They're going to continue to get better. They're going to continue to invent themselves, reinvent themselves, come out with things that make them better than what they were. And I think that's a really great thing. This started way back in like the 360 era, when we get updates on the dashboards and this update and that firmware update and this and that. I like that. I think it's very important. I think that it's pretty awesome to see the way that these things come about. And now it looks like we're starting to get a good idea on what exactly it is that we're going to be seeing from the future of PlayStation 5. When it comes to Sony, they always keep you on kind of your guard, and they kind of keep everybody talking about, what's going on with the next big thing or whatever. And this is very interesting because we finally got an idea on maybe the expansion slot that Sony might activate and allow on the PlayStation 5. And I think this would be really good news for everybody because we all want to be able to have that expanded solution and expanded storage and things like that. So I do want to get into this. Let's go ahead and get started. What's going on, everybody? Crap Gaming here with another video. Slap that like button. Go ahead and slap it. Slap it like you slap me and slap my mama. Let's do it. Anyway, Seagate announced an M.2 drive that transfers faster than PlayStation 5's, supposedly. So this is something that actually could be possibly used on the PlayStation 5. So releasing in the summer of 2021, Seagate have announced the Fire CUDA. This thing sounds really, really cool. Currently only officially announced for high-end gaming PCs. It has a jaw-dropping read rate of 7.3 gigabytes per second. The specs eclipse the PS5's 5.5 gigabytes by 25%, meaning on paper, this drive is faster than the PS5. However, this may not be the case as the custom way of the PlayStation 5 is able to compress the data, so in fact could potentially process 8 to 9 gigs in the same time. The Fire CUDA 530 still has a great bandwidth, and we hope to be able to get the drive for the PlayStation 5 when they actually enable the internal storage upgrades. It's not going to be cheap though, folks. I hate to tell you this, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be cheap unless they cut some kind of deal or whatever. I guess for the 1 terabyte, it might not be as bad, but according to this, for the 1 terabyte, it would be about $250, $240. So yeah, that's kind of an expensive deal. They're saying for the 2 terabyte, it's $490. Now this again, I'm sure like Sony could have some kind of deal. There could be something that we could see, but I mean, for the 1 terabyte, it's not as bad. It's not too bad if you think about it, because the 1 terabyte add-on for the Xbox is also about $220 or whatever it is. So yeah, you kind of look at this and you go, well, it's not too bad. Hopefully it's something that we see before too long. Obviously, it's one of the things that a lot of people talk about when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and things that they need and things that they hope that come out for the platform too soon. It's very smart to be able to have some kind of drive that people can kind of expand. Thankfully they're able to be able to move the PlayStation 5 games to the USB and then switch them back. I think that's very key, important. Because it doesn't take as long to move things around. You can at least shuffle them around and things like that. But we know they continually add things to it as well. Even talking about super resolution, apparently this just came out as well, that it can be implemented in a day or two, according to a dev, and they say it just works. AMD's FidelityFX super resolution launched the other day. supported by 7 games and others coming in the future. Some of the developers have decided to speak to AMD's official YouTube channel about their experience with it, and all of them have stressed the extremely easy and quick implementation process, and they've gathered some of their thoughts and things like that. Even studio heads working on like Forspoken, which I did a video about the other day. This is what they had to say, and it's due on PlayStation 5 next year. Our studio vision is to create games unlike anything experienced before, fusing the world's latest technology with art. Implementing cutting-edge AMD technology into development of Forspoken is an embodiment of that philosophy. With Forspoken, we are aiming to achieve the highest quality visuals ever seen in an open world. High frame rates at 4K is important for providing the best possible experience when playing Forspoken, but very precise optimization is required to achieve this. AMD FidelityFX Super Resolution provides a significant performance boost when running Forspoken at 4K and 60 frames per second. FSR is an ideal upscaling solution to its compatibility with various platforms and its extremely fast processing speeds. For the development of Forspoken, we are really feeling the benefits of the low latency FSR and high performance that it brings. FSR implementation only took 1 day. The process was very simple and fit in our pipeline very well. From an image quality standpoint, the difference between the highest quality settings and native resolution rendering is undetectable. FSR integration was very easy and there were no problems even when using dynamic resolution. I believe AMD's GPU open philosophy is raising the entire gaming industry technical standards, which in turn benefits all players. We can't wait for players to get their hands on Forspoken and experience the next-gen graphics that were made possible by FSR. And there were other people as well talking about it. We're very happy we joined forces with AMD on Terminator Resistance. We believe that AMD FidelityFX Super Resolution can help us expand the audience and improve the game's visuals for many players. It's also important for us that the technology is compatible with both AMD and other vendors' graphics card. Terminator Resistance is based on a custom version of Unreal Engine 4, so we were a bit worried that it might complicate integration. Luckily, FSR is open source, so we were able to merge it with our internal engines. It maybe took a day to integrate it with the engine and then some time to add on the option of the UI. We didn't need to make any tweaks, it just worked. So again, people are actually using this stuff, and now that was more of a PC side of things, but obviously the Forspoken game is going to be utilizing this with the PlayStation 5 as well in the future, which is very important kind of going forward, because you want this stuff to work and you wonder, well, how long does it really take for some of these companies to get these things out? Like, how long would it take to add some of this stuff? And I think that's really what we're starting to see here is, these companies are this stuff works fast and it's easy to implement, which I think is going to be really important for developers going forward. That way, when you're working on these games, it's not something that's going to go, oh, well, we already kind of missed the boat on that. Maybe our next game might use this. Like, I hope that as many games as possible utilize it, because let's just be real, at the end of the day, we really need, that extra horsepower to be used for something other than native resolution. And that's the point that I've been making for a very, very long time. And I hope people understand where I'm coming from when I say that. It's not a knock on any of this stuff. I just think that, if you get something that's 1440p and you can use this and it makes it look 4K, you can get 60 frames with extra ray tracing and all the bells and whistles, all the better. And that's what I want to see. Hopefully we can continue to see stuff like that come about. And, it makes me very excited about the future of the platforms in general. Both Xbox and PlayStation have this, by the way. And so we should be seeing that. And it really puts an end to the whole debate on, should we be using native resolution and things like that. I think that they did a really good job with kind of get the whole idea that there's more to life than a native resolution. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset to hear that, but I mean, that's the simple fact of the matter, is so many people just get so caught up in this kind of stuff, and it just doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to focus on native resolution when there's other ways in other games to get the most out of these games. And I hope that gamers kind of see that, and we can stop all this kind of nonsense where people kind of make it seem like it matters so much when honestly it doesn't. And the funny thing is, the only reason why it matters is because, you know, last generation Xbox fans got really reamed for the lackluster resolutions of the Xbox One, and they want like payback or whatever. So yeah, I do think that that's kind of interesting, but it's totally apples to oranges at this particular point. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to link this stuff in the description below. You guys can check it out. Slap the like button. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.